So I want you to imagine yourself in a desert. And in a desert there is dryness, there's the heat, the scorching heat. There would be plants there, but those plants would have no leaves. Those plants would have no fruit. They would just be stalks, they would just be stems rooting from the ground. And in this desert, dryness sucks up all your energy. It leaves you incapable of moving forward, and you can't even function, you can't even think in this mindset, in this thought, in this environment. You can't move forward because all the factors around you are just there to drain you and to take the little bit of life that you have out of you in this place called a desert. Now, if you want to thrive, if you want to bear good fruit, plants, for example, bear and have good fruit when they are in their natural habitat. So what you need to do is to find your natural habitat. That's where you can grow, that's where the best version of yourself can be found, only in your natural habitat. Now, moving forward always has a goal. Moving forward always has a destination, a result. And aiming up is something which people really don't look for. People always say they want to move forward, they want to push forward, they want to advance forward. But if you look up, there is no limit. There is no limit of going up, because moving forward, you will always have an end. You will always have a place where you will always have a wall. If you keep moving forward, if you go horizontally, you will always find a wall. You will always find a barrier. But if you move up, if you look up, there is no stop. Because if you look up in the sky, above the sky there is space, and above space we don't know what's above space. So the saying works well, the saying does not work well. The sky is not the limit. Space is not the limit. You create your own limit. You push yourself to a place where you know that there is no limit, and the only limit you have is the limit you set for yourself. The only limit you have is yourself. The thing about looking higher and being higher is that when you are on a different level, you have different obstacles. You have less obstacles, you have more access, and you have less distraction. The lower you go, the more obstacles you have. You follow a path or you push yourself through, but above yourself you are free and you move and act as you wish. For example, let me give you an example. If you are higher, if you soar in higher levels, like an eagle in the sky has less distractions. An eagle doesn't have to go through trees, it doesn't need to go through plants, it doesn't need to go through any big leaves. It just flows in the sky, it just flies in the sky without any limits, without any distractions. Its aim is to just look higher and higher and as far as it can go. But if you are, for example, an ant has to go through so much. It goes through the dirt, it goes through the plant, it goes through the plants, it goes through grass, it goes through human beings, it goes through other prey. And that's the difference when you set yourself and look at it. That's the difference when you set yourself forward, and that's the difference if you set yourself higher and aim higher. Your mindset allows you to choose how you see your obstacles. If you have a mindset of an eagle, the only way is up and up and up. But if you set yourself in a mindset of an ant, you just have obstacles in front of you and you just keep fighting obstacles and obstacles, and you stay in the mindset that I just keep getting obstacles and obstacles, and you face each one of them without relief that you know that you are going somewhere, without a relief that you know where you're going and you have a goal, you have a limit on where you set yourself. Although being at this level comes at a cost. Being at the level of an eagle, it comes at a cost because it only lasts you a period of time. It does not remain forever and it stays only for a while. An eagle, when it starts its journey, it starts from the bottom. It starts from the elevation it was at, and then it goes up and up and up. But always like an eagle, everything that comes up must always come down. And an eagle has a limited time period in the sky. So you can aim up, 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 but remember that there will be a time where you need to come back down, and staying and soaring up in the sky won't always be, it won't be forever, and there is always a time and limit for everything. And again, like the eagle, it soars in the sky for a limited period. So does every creature. But after some time, it is bound by nature. It is bound by just nature itself, and whatever comes up must come down. And that's the law of nature, that's the law of life. For every action is an equal and opposite reaction. And I would like to end by saying, Goliaths are not found. They are made for you to conquer. Goliaths are not found, but are made for you to conquer. Each one's Goliath can be found as a different challenge. For example, as teenagers, we have an overuse of technology, lack of confidence, an absence of your identity, difficult relationships, and I can name so much more. That's up to you to find your Goliath and to kill and slay your Goliath. Because in the end of the day, once you find your Goliath, you need to find a way how to dismantle your Goliath, and you need to find that stone to bring your Goliath down. But in the end of the day, we have our own Goliath, and it all comes down to when and how we deal with this Goliath in pushing us higher, in showing us how we move higher in life. You know, each of us have our own Goliath, each of us has our own struggles, each of us have our own problems, and it all comes down to when and how we deal with it. That's where real progress is going to start, and that's where real progress is going to happen. If you let it sit, if you let your Goliath sit, relax, grow, and dwell in you, it's just going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. It's going to stay with you longer, going to cause more damage, and it's only going to be bad for you. So the best thing to do is to assess your Goliath, see your Goliath, and then we will move forward in this series and see how we defeat our Goliath, how we make sure that our Goliath is buried, and we make sure that we set a foundation for ourselves, making sure that no other Goliath is being formed, no other Goliath is being born, and we don't want to resurrect the Goliath which we just killed. So to do that, I want you to make sure that you're with us on Vision Mindset. We are on Instagram at VSI Mindset on Instagram, and I'm going to be making these videos for you guys, and it also benefits me because it's not just you guys I'm helping myself in making this, because what I say is not just for one person, but it's also for myself. So I hope this video helps you. We're going to have more videos, we're going to have more content, and in the end of the day, it's just helping others and making lives change, not just mine, but yours as well.